Check and see who's saying at the end of the
It is 6:30, and I'm calling our regular city council meeting, August the 5th, 2025, to order. And we'll begin with our roll call, and we'll begin with Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Love.
Love here.
St. Pierre here.
Rodriguez here.
Krim here.
Frazier here.
McShann here.
Kesnowski here.
Gibson here.
Wayne here.
All right, everyone is here. We'll have an invocation by Deputy Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, we bow our heads. Lord, we gather here today with hearts committed to the betterment of our community. Guide us as council members to lead with wisdom, integrity, and humility. Help us to listen with open minds and speak with purpose, even in the moments that we disagree in. Remind us that while our views may differ, our shared mission remains the same, to serve the people with fairness and compassion. May unity, not division, guide our decisions, and always put the well-being of our city and community first. Grant us clarity, courage, and a spirit of collaboration. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We are up to our public comment, and we have 3 minutes for you to talk about something, what if it's going to something. Let me back up. You have 3 minutes. Oh, Lord. You have 3 minutes to discuss the item that is on the agenda. And we have Stacy Savage. Am I pronouncing? Oh, okay.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Stacy Savage. Folks call me the Texas Trash Talker. I'm founder and CEO of Zero Waste Strategies. My consulting firm is focused on reducing waste to landfills for cost savings and operational efficiency. Since 2013, we've contracted with corporate clients such as Dell, Apple, AT&T, Nestle, institutions such as Boston University, and local governments such as the cities of Austin, Fort Collins, and Springfield. While I'm personally not a resident of Elgin, I do live here in Bastrop County. I care deeply about the health and affordability and sustainability of all of our communities. Tonight's vote to extend your current waste hauling contract is a very important one, not just for managing waste, but for managing taxpayer dollars and planning for the future. I understand that the contract includes an annual fee increase of up to 5% for at least the next 3 years and possible additional extensions after that. For many households and businesses already feeling the pinch, those increases will add up very quickly, which raises the question, are we doing everything that we can to not only reduce waste, but reduce costs before locking in a rate hike? We have 200 landfills across the state of Texas, and we take in trash from other states. Across Texas, cities are beginning to realize that trash is not just a must-have service, it's an entire system. Systems can be made smarter, though. So communities like Austin, Fort Worth, and smaller cities like San Marcos are saving money and building local green jobs by investing in proven zero-waste protocols, food and yard waste composting, e-waste recycling, HHW, bulky collection, commercial waste prevention, reuse networks, and public and business education and empowerment. According to the EPA, over 60% of what we landfill could actually be diverted. So that saves space in our landfills, it lowers our hauling costs, and it even generates revenue from recyclables and organic material. Now, some cities have also seen up to 30% cost savings over time by opening up their hauling contracts to competitive bidding or reevaluating their service models to include stronger sustainability goals. I do want to be clear, I am not here to criticize your current path, but I do believe that there is room to explore more cost-effective and forward-thinking options, especially if residents and small businesses are expected to pay more. So you do have an opportunity here not to just extend the contract, but to rethink what you're getting for the cost that you're putting into it. So if you have any questions, I'm available. And I
Thank
do
you.
have business cards if you'd like those.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, our announcements.
Good evening, council and mayor. This thing is so loud. Okay, so announcements that I have for y'all tonight. The Back to School Bash at the Elgin Public Library is on August 8th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then we have Build-A-Boat Workshop at the Elgin Rec Center Studio on August 8th from 2 to 8 p.m. Cardboard Boat Race at Morris Memorial Pool, August 9th at 10 a.m. Sip, Shop, and Stroll, of course, is next week, the 14th. And we do have the Regional Roundtable on the 22nd. So we hope to see you out and about at some of these events. Thank y'all.
Next, we have a proclamation declaring August as CapCog Emergency Management Awareness and Appreciation Month. Whereas the Capital Area Council of Governments is a political subdivision of the state of Texas serving Bastrop, Blanco, Burnett, Caldwell, Fayette, Hayes, Lee, Llano, Travis, and Williamson counties. And whereas the state of Texas historically leads the nation in the number of federally declared disasters by the natural hazards, be they natural hazards, technological or human cause, and whereas local agencies, schools, university, TDM, and private sector emergency managers dedicate countless hours to developing preparedness, response, recovery, mitigation, and prevention programs to protect the lives, businesses, property, and the environment in their communities. And whereas local agencies, school, university, TDM, and private sector emergency managers are responsible for establishing and maintaining the capabilities necessary to effectively direct, coordinate, and support emergency response and recovery efforts in their communities. And whereas the efforts of the region's emergency managers, can't talk tonight, have assisted communities in 10-county CapCog region to prepare, recover, rebuild, and become more resilient in the face of continuing threats, emergencies, and disasters. And whereas the region's local agency, school, university, TDM, and private sector emergency managers are greatly appreciated by the communities they serve. And whereas the emergency management mission, areas of prevention, protection, mitigation, response, recovery, preparedness are a national priority and align with the national preparedness goals. And now therefore, I, Mayor Teresa McShann, Mayor of the City of Elgin, hereby declare the month of August 2025 as CapCog Emergency Management Awareness and Appreciation Month, and encourages all residents, businesses, schools, local governments, and communities to acknowledge the service, commitment, dedication, and professionalism of local agency, school, university, TDM, and private sector emergency managers in the CapCog region. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the great seal of the city of Elgin, Texas to be affixed this 5th day of August 2025. And we have our chief here to accept. All right, next we have our city manager's report.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, members of the public, We have for your consideration Public Safety Advisory Committee's quarterly report, the Main Street Board quarterly report, and the Economic Development Board quarterly report.
All right. Moving on to our consent agenda. At a city council regular meeting, minutes July 15th, 2025. We have a resolution of the city council of the city of Elgin to approve a 2-year service agreement with Bastrop County providing dispatching services to the Elgin Police Department in the annual amount of $124,436 thousand, and to authorize the mayor to execute said agreement.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem and second by Councilmember Krim, and we'll begin with Mayor Pro Tem Brazier.
Brazier, yes.
McShane, yes.
Kaznowski, yes.
Gibson, yes.
Love, yes.
St. Pierre, yes.
Rodriguez, yes. Krim, yes.
All right, we're moving on to new business. Consideration and action of set dates for the public hearings and proposed FY 2025-26 budget, capital improvement plan, and proposed tax rate.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is just a standard procedure for us to set the hearing dates in the future for the tax rate, capital improvement, and the budget. I believe our recommendation is to schedule them the September 2nd for the first reading and first hearing, and September 16th for the second.
The first reading's the second, and the next one's the 16th?
I think so.
Okay.
Should be in your packet.
It says the second twice.
Oh,
Just double checking.
it's not supposed to say that. It would be that third Tuesday.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve the dates of 9/2 and 9/16 for the public hearing.
Okay.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem Brazier and second by Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Love. And we'll begin with Mayor Pro Tem Brazier.
Brazier, yes.
McShane, yes.
Kaznowski, yes.
Gibson, yes.
Love, yes.
St. Pierre, yes.
Rodriguez, yes. Krim, yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
She didn't stay tonight too, as well. We need to go back and add that to
Ms. Sanders? Ms. Sanders?
Yes, sir.
There's a date on August the 19th for a public hearing for the CIP. That is not the same, doesn't have the same legal requirements as the public hearing for the budget and the tax rate, correct?
It is not,
Okay, so the answer, you don't have to approve it, but it is on your calendar.
that. Gotcha.
The other two are required by law, well, one of them at least is required by law. Good observation, good catch.
Okay, thank you. All right, our next one is a resolution of the city authorizing the interim city manager to execute the extension of solid waste collection and disposal services contract with Waste Management of Texas Incorporated.
Good evening, Madam Mayor,
Good evening.
Deputy Pro Tem, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. City Manager, I thank you for this time to come to y'all to discuss the upcoming renewal for our trash contract. I have some slides up here. There's just a few. This one is just a little bit just to kind of give you an idea of what we deal with on a monthly basis. Elgin collects about 200 tons of trash a month within the city limits because we only service the city limits. Our services include weekly trash pickup at your curb, bi-weekly recycling, and quarterly bulk pickup. The service benefits that we have here is our residential driver has been servicing this area for over 16 years, so he knows all of the alleys, all of the ladies who need some help with their trash cans. He'll go to their garage and pick them up and bring them to the curb and then take them back. So he knows all of those little things. And then our commercial driver has been servicing Elgin for about 7.5 years, close to 8 years. So he knows all the business's needs, what times they operate, you know, they're just little things. Jay's tire, he puts tires in his dumpster, but he cuts them up. And so Tim knows that it's okay for him to take those because they qualify to go to the landfill like that. So that's a benefit of continuing this contract with Waste Management, because those years of experience make a huge difference in service that is provided. Our staff within the utility billing office has communications daily with the drivers, whether it's the residential driver, the recycle driver, or during the quarterly bulk pickup. They check in daily to let us know what the status is of what is picked up, what might not be picked up, and stuff like that if there's issues. So the rate increase that we talked about, it's proposed that we're gonna have a 5% across the board for services the first year. And then that's about an average of $1.20-ish for residential customers each month. Commercial customers, it's gonna be based on their dumpster size and the frequency that they have those dumpsters serviced. So it's kind of hard to see what those rates are gonna do because it's all based on their frequency and the size that they have. And then years 2 and 3, on October 1st, upon council's approval, there is an annual contractual increase, but it's based on the CPI, which is the Consumer's Price Index. And in the past years, this slide here, I've had a lot of people say, well, I don't understand that slide. I tried to fix this one so many different ways and I couldn't do it. So basically what this is, for the past 7 years, we have been capped at 2.85% for our annual increase on our residential trash. Regardless of what the CPI was during that year, we never paid more than 2.85%. And the Consumer Price Index, people use that for purposes like this to help with inflation and that kind of stuff, and it helps with contracts that are being put together to weigh out those cost of living and inflation prices. That's where the CPI comes into play. The proposed is that we will go to a cap of 5% in years 2 and 3, so it won't exceed 5%, but if the CPI is below 5%, that's what our rate increase would be. And this is Paul from Waste Management. He sends me a letter every year to let us know what the CPI is for the previous year, and that's how we base our increase on that percentage. This is just a little diagram so you can see the orange area is commercial dumpsters, and then the blue area is residential trash carts. So you can see the difference of how the city's kind of broken up. We have just shy of 3,400 residential carts within the city, and we have 187 people that are currently on senior citizens. They get a small discount on their trash service if they're 65 and over, and all they have to do is just reach out to city staff, fill out a little form, get a copy of their driver's license. As long as they're the utility account holder, they can have this small discount. And as long as it's one trash can. If they have multiple trash cans, the discount doesn't really benefit them at all. And then about 100 trash carts get replaced once a month. And they call in to us, and we'll just put it on the list, we'll send it to Waste Management, and every Tuesday we have cart replacements in and around the city, whether it's been stolen or the wheel fell off or the lid broke or something. There's no question about, we don't ask them what happened, they just let us know that there's a issue with their trash can and we take care of it, get it fixed. And then we have about 50 commercial accounts that don't have dumpsters, they have trash carts. Their rates are different, but it's the same as your residential trash cart, and it's also serviced by the residential driver versus the commercial driver, because he drives, he has the front loader for the dumpsters. So our residential driver services about 50 carts around the area that are commercial accounts. The commercial, something new in this contract that we have not previously had in the past, is we are gonna offer commercial recycling. If there's a commercial account that would like to have recycling, right now they have to go directly through Waste Management. Once this contract is approved and we go forward, then they will go through us, and that will be an additional cost to them for the recycling, but it will all be on the same bill, and those commercial accounts would be able to benefit from that. One of the things I was thinking about for commercial recycling, our downtown district that have apartments, they are considered commercial accounts. So right now they don't qualify for recycling. With this, they would be able to get recycling on the commercial side, because now we're gonna be able to offer it through this new contract. So that's the benefit to our commercial accounts that would like to have that service. And then quarterly bulk is my favorite of the year, 4 times a year. It's scheduled 1 week out of the month, and it's scheduled on your trash day, so you don't have to call, nothing like that. It's always been 3 cubic yards is the maximum amount that people can put out, and we ask them to not combine them with their neighbors, because the drivers drive by and they see this huge pile. They don't know that it's 3 different houses that contributed to this, so we have to educate often when it comes to bulk trash, and it's much better than it used to be. It's not as bad as it once was, but it's still a lot of trash. So that is pretty much all I have as far as what I wanted to kind of give to y'all. Again, I do emphasize the relationship that we have with Waste Management. We have been under Waste Management for 7 years. When they purchased and bought out Republic Services, and I can make 1 phone call, or my staff can make 1 phone call, and whatever the issue is, usually within a matter of minutes, 30 minutes, the issue's resolved. One thing that we do reiterate to our customers is you have to tell us there's a problem or we can't fix it. And so we do tell people, call us if you have an issue, let us know, and we'll do what we can to fix it. I call Paul pretty much on a weekly basis if I have something that needs to be fixed and it's taken care of. So unless you have any questions, that's pretty much all I have.
I have a few questions. I was telling you, just if anybody doesn't know, in your trash can, the wheel fell off like mine, they really will replace it. So I was really excited to call the city and say, what do I do? And they say, oh, we'll put you on the list, and it happened on Tuesday, and they didn't even give me a new can, they just fixed it. So anyways, but I was glad, because I see a lot of cans that, they have a hole and whatnot, so people think they just have to deal with it. So that's your public service note. I had a question about, has there been conversations about recycling every week instead of every other week? And what is, I guess, there's a volume there, so I don't know if that's a question for you or for Paul about what that would look like to have recycling every week.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. Paul Dodgerow, Waste Management. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for your partnership. The question of the recycling, it's more costly. What we find is that every other week is usually enough for 90% of the households. And to add an extra day, it's more. So we're running our trucks through here, another 2 times a month, which it becomes more, it becomes more expensive to do that. So you can buy an extra container, an extra cart if you need extra recycling, and it doesn't affect everybody's rate, it just affects yours if you need it. But what we found, and I have several cities that I do business with, and all of them that we do recycling, it's every other week. It works really well. In the city that I live in, we do it too, so that's usually enough service.
Okay, but if people they could get
Yeah,
another
they can
can
get an extra cart
Okay.
if they want for a very low rate.
Okay,
So,
thank you for that. And
No
then for
problem.
the commercial recycling, is there a way that we can advertise that in addition to maybe putting it in the utility bill, other ways too? For folks, I don't have a commercial account, but I also have mine on auto pay, so I never read the bill, so I probably miss out on,
We
but I
can
think that's a
certainly-
really great.
Yeah, we can
option.
certainly utilize the social media and those platforms to put that out there to let the commercial accounts know. We have been discussing that with many commercial accounts that have voiced that concern and interest in that, and so we have told them that we are working on that. So many of them that have come forward and said they were interested, we've been sharing that information.
Okay.
And perhaps not call it, because of the apartments, not call it a commercial account. Just say, if you are in apartments in downtown, you can now have this service.
Yes,
Because
and
commercial
we
will throw
certainly-
people off.
Yes, we certainly can, but they all know that because they look at their bill and it is listed as a commercial service, only because that supersedes the residential. But yeah, that was my main thing, thinking of them when we were talking about this commercial recycling, is that they will be able to utilize that too. And it's not a huge cost that is gonna add to their bill for the recycling. It will be an increase, but it's not, not that much that it's gonna make that huge of a difference for those that wanna participate in that. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is Waste Management just recently opened up and is utilizing their own recycling center now in New Braunfels. Previously, we were using Balcones that's off of Johnny Morris, and now they're using this new one that is completely facilitated by them. And so all the recycling that is collected from Elgin is going to New Braunfels, that is a Waste Management recycling center.
And to follow up on that, if you guys ever want to come and get a tour, we opened it up just a couple of months ago, $77 million investments, 100 square feet, what we're calling the state-of-the-art recycling facility. And it's beautiful just to come. If any of you would like to come and get a private tour, I'd be happy to have you. So just as far as our facilities go, we're located at Giles Road. I mean, right on the other side of Manor, so we're the closest, and that kind of helps us out to be, if something happens here, we're right down the road, and we can come back. Just as far as logistically, we're the closest. So we take our trash and we bring it down. We have a landfill right now at that site, and I'm sure everybody's driven by it. We are in the process of closing that landfill down right now, and we're making a transfer station. So the transfer station will also take recycle and trash to New Braunfels and to our new facility. And we'll be taking trash after we shut that landfill down out there too, because we have a landfill there. So just an idea of where your trash and where your recycling is going. This new facility, it's got 16 optical sensors, and what that means, it's using AI, so it can, when it helps out to make sure all the stuff that comes through is clean, and it makes the commodities more valuable, because there's a certain amount of trash that comes in with that, but this helps weed it out. There's no other facility like this in Texas right now. Well, it's brand new, so it's going to be the state of the art. But if y'all would like to come see it, I would love to have y'all. And one other thing on this commercial recycling, it's a dumpster front load commercial account with recycling. We've never had that out here. This is what we're trying to do. If y'all would help spread the word, it's a good question. We're kind of come out once a week on this, and we're trying to get enough people to do it so that we have routes. And once we get that built up, if we can get more people or more recycling, then we'll build more routes for it. But right now, we don't have a lot of demand, but hopefully we will get some demand for this.
I have another question. Sorry for all the trashy questions. Councilmember Rodriguez, what does the school district recycle?
That's a good question. We used to have a recycling program. I don't know if it's still in existence,
What-
to my knowledge right now.
We do have, I believe that's what we're gonna tie that route on. I believe we do have recycling at the ISD right now, front load recycling. So that's kind of helping us out since we're already doing that, to extend it out this direction.
And ACC also has a recycling account through Waste Management.
And it may be ACC, it may not be the ISD. I know that we have a school out here that we're doing it, so it makes sense for us to
I'm just thinking
extend
of
it.
all the paper.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't use paper in schools anymore, I don't know,
Trying not to.
but dating myself. Okay, last question is, sometimes on bulk service days, I see items that folks think can be picked up by bulk, but the bulk folks know what can be picked up, and then they end up leaving the item there.
Yeah.
And then it just sits.
So the idea with bulk trash, if there's items that are not allowed, that aren't acceptable, or it's more than the allotted amount, the drivers put a green tag on there letting them know, we've taken what is allowed, we've taken the allotted amount, this is now your responsibility. That customer is supposed to remove that from the right-of-way by 7 a.m. the next morning, and then if they don't, code enforcement has been informed of the weeks that we have bulk, so they don't do anything in that first week. It's the next week when they start paying attention and going around and letting people know you need to remove that. We're pretty good on having each day picked up in its entirety. Clearly, the east side of town, or the west side of town, where all the construction, all the development is at, those are our biggest routes. And so there are times where the Monday route, they might not completely finish Monday, but they'll come in Tuesday morning, finish Monday's route, and then start on Tuesday. But we have made sure that customers understand that if they're not serviced or they have an issue, to call us, and because we have somebody here for the whole week, we'll make sure that it gets serviced and recovered.
Okay.
As long as it's, allowed. No TVs, no hazardous waste, no electronics. Refrigerators are allowed as long as the refrigerant has been removed and it has been red tagged by a licensed plumber. They will take that. Lawnmowers, they'll take lawnmowers as long as there's no gasoline or oil in them. So there's a lot of stuff that they'll take. Toilets. So there is a lot of stuff that they will take that, but they still have to meet those criterias to be able to be accepted.
Okay. And then I guess if it just stays there, the best thing to do is call code.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
absolutely.
And another public service announcement, if you do get a green tag, I did, and you disagree, you just simply call, it gets taken care of, and all is well with the world.
Yes. One thing that, with the bulk, people think that 3 cubic yards is like the whole block, and it clearly is not. And so we try to explain to our customers that those drivers do this every day, and when they put that stuff in the hopper, what goes in the hopper is their 3 cubic yards. Or if you can safely put it in the bed of a regular pickup truck, that's 3 cubic yards. We have that little measurement up there, that's on our new paperwork that we give new customers. So it's very clear, but sometimes they don't read it. But we do our best to educate new customers, old customers alike, to make sure that everybody's getting the service that is being provided and utilizing it and getting the best for their, for putting their stuff out.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Paul. I had a whole lot of recycle questions, and you've answered all of them, so I will take you up on that tour.
Yes, please do. Love to have you on.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, a couple things real quick, just to if you allow some flexibility on how we make those contacts with those potential commercial customers, since they're a limited number, it may be best to do a direct contact, and I'm sure we can count on Waste Management's assistance in developing materials to help to make that announcement. Secondly, I do want to commend Dodie for working, and commend Waste Management for working with that increase on years 2 and 3. A lot of times that increase is somewhat automatic based on the CPI, but in this case, in years 2 and 3, it will require council approval for any subsequent increases. The 5% for the first year is part of your approval now, but any subsequent approvals, they will have to come and make a case and justify it before the council, and then the council would have to approve.
And just to give you an idea about how the CPI works each year, I did pull the last 3 years. In 2022, the CPI came in at 4.35%. In 2023, it came in at 5.83%. And in 2024, it came in at 4.53. So 2 of those years, it would have been below the 5%. And then the 1 year it was above. So that's why we've capped it at the 5%. It's not going to exceed the 5%. But it can always be lower if the CPI comes in lower than 5%.
Any other questions? Okay, so,
Well, if there's nothing else, then I make a motion to approve it as read.
okay,
Second.
all right, it's been moved by Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Love, and we'll begin with you.
Love, yes?
St. Pierre, yes.
Rodriguez, yes.
Krim, yes.
Frazier, yes.
McShane, yes.
Kaznowski, yes.
Gibson, yes.
Wayne, yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, council.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is the ordinance of the City of Elgin calling a special election on November the 4th, 2025, for the purpose of amending the city's home rule charter and providing the other matters relating to such city election.
All right, good evening, excuse me, good evening, Mayor and Council. So we are back again to finalize the ordinance calling the election for the ballot, the ordinance propositions to go on the ballot for your charter amendments. And at your last meeting, I think we kind of went through everything, and the consensus was on all but really 2 of the items to go ahead and proceed. The 2 items I think you were still discussing, we needed kind of final feedback from you on, was one, the terms, whether you wanted to go from, keep it the same or go from to 3 or to 4-year terms. That is Proposition E. And then we've also included on here a term limit, which would be for consecutive terms, no more than 4 terms. So both of those items you can change or you can remove completely. It's still at your discretion tonight, but we need final feedback from you so we can finalize this ordinance and call the election. So with that, I'll turn it over for any questions or discussions.
Excuse me, once we've determined that issue, whatever, then it'll be put out to the public for their review at some point before it goes to the vote, of course, right?
It goes to,
to the vote.
this is determining what's being put on.
Tonight, okay.
It'll
This
be
will
on the
call the
ballot for them
election.
To vote on.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
What will appear on the ballot is the proposition. The measure will not appear on the ballot, but that will be
Right.
published. So the public could go and say, okay, what does Proposition A mean? And they could read the exact changes to the charter there. So that will be there, the public's kind of opportunity to see exactly what they're
I didn't
doing.
know if they would see it somewhere where they'd have an opportunity to educate themselves on, I don't know.
The city can provide
be online or
information.
something.
You as council members can discuss that with the public. You can't use public, money or to advocate, but you can certainly advocate or explain and educate.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, the city secretary was chatting about putting this in a link on the website, city's website, so
Okay.
someone can.
That was
actually-
my question.
Understood, yes, sir.
So we deliberate. What are we wanting to put? What that, think everybody had enough time to think about their choice. So if I'm talking, I'm gonna start with me. I'm fine with 3 years, 3-year terms, with no term limits. If we do term limits, my second part, I'm fine with 3 years with, tell me if I'm wrong when I do this math. 3 years with 3 consecutive terms. Is that correct?
Right.
Y'all got me?
Yeah.
9 years.
9 years,
3 and 3,
3 and 3.
right.
I see you laughing.
My apologies.
I'm in favor of the 3-year terms, and just for the public, we are not extending our terms up here. This would start whenever you are up for election.
In May.
Yeah, well, not everybody's
Well,
up for election
right.
in May, right? But if you were up for election in May, then you would be the first wave to go for the 3 years, and then the next year would be the next wave for 3 years.
Correct.
Um,
So I'm fine with 3 and 3.
I'd support 3 and 3.
I support 3 and 3 as well.
3 and 3 mean 3-year terms and a 3-year term limit?
Yep.
Yes.
3 term limits with 3-year
Yep.
terms,
9 total.
9 years total.
Of that.
I'd prefer to keep it at 2-year terms, but I can buy a 3-year term, but I'm just, if you don't like somebody in office, vote them the hell out. That's, it's just, don't mess with it. If you don't like them, vote them out. Do it 1 term, 2 terms, or 3 terms, I don't care which. I think we're limited, I'm sorry. I can live with a 2-year or 3-year term, but I'm not gonna run more than 3 terms, so it's not a problem for me, but I don't like to see a restriction put on something that it doesn't need to be restricted.
So,
Well, I'm putting it on the ballot, so then the voters
Right.
get to
The
make
voters
that
get to make
decision.
that decision. Yeah.
there you go.
If you wanna go that route, I can do that, but my opinion is, excuse me, my opinion is, I don't care 2 or 3-year term. I'm not a proponent of a term.
So question of you, Mark, for clarity's sake, because I know somebody out there is thinking that if we put term limits on, and we, let's say we, for example, agree to 3 term limits, is that 3 new term limits after this coming election, or is that inclusive of the ones we've already had?
I would have thought of a question, yeah.
I would think it'd be new.
Did y'all discuss that with
Okay.
with Charlie and the committee? Thank you.
It starts when you get elected, so it can start this.
So it'd be new.
When
It'd
you're,
be all over.
you have to go be elect, just the same way with the terms, you would be, once you're elected, then you're subject to the change,
Not retroactive.
not retroactive, right, yeah. So, good question.
I was just justifying the 3-year term. From experience, I spent my first year on council way back when, just learning the ropes and trying to figure out what was going on. And then the next 2 years, I thought I could be more productive, but because I knew what was going on, but to some degree. But that's my justification for a 3-year term. So,
Well, we elect representative for the state every 2 years. What makes us any more special than them?
we just are. Jeez.
I'm just saying, I
Depends on
could
who's
go
running the
either way.
state.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
Well, and remember, on the 3rd year, we have actually saved city money because we won't have to have election on the 3rd year.
Okay, now we're gonna get into, we're saving money, how many times we're gonna step down, how many more special elections we're gonna call, or we're really gonna save any money?
Just speaking from experience, 2 years is a really hard turnaround. Because, like Councilmember Krim said, you're learning things your first year, and then your second year, you've learned some things, and then it's time to run again. But I feel similarly with you about term limits. I could take it or leave it, but
Right.
I also feel that's why there's elections. If you don't like someone, then don't elect them.
Take me right off.
So.
Sorry.
I do got a question. So, if we do go that route of term limits, say somebody wanted to run again, what does that mean? Like you can no longer run again? Or do you step down for a year and then run again? Just asking, not saying, just.
The way it's written here is consecutive terms, which means, yes, you could step down, take a year off, and come back and run again, and start the clock over.
So does that also prevent somebody from, if they've stepped down, and let's say there's a seat vacated from the council, appointing that person back into that seat?
So you're saying you finish out your term limited out, you don't run again, can they turn around and appoint you to a vacant seat? I think they could, because you ended your term and now it's not a consecutive term.
Technically, you have ended your,
Yeah,
yes.
Well,
maybe
and
if
that-
it falls in that very next term, I mean, an argument could be made that maybe some question we might have to look at, a little more closely, but.
Well, I know somebody will complain, that's why I'm getting it on the record.
Yeah, so that one, yeah, my initial impression would be, yes, you could be appointed and, and continue on, because you're not being elected to it, you've been appointed, and there's been a break, so.
And Mark or Peyton, remind me, what were the committee recommendations on these two items?
4-year terms, no term limits.
Okay.
So 3 years sounds like a compromise.
I think it sounds like a
Feels like a
compromise.
compromise.
4 years is a long time.
You're doing 4 years right now, Chad.
I agree, 2 years is not enough to learn the
Turn around.
ropes. I mean, 3 years is still not enough in my opinion.
Okay, so do we need to start with the 3-year part first and then go to the term limits?
Yeah, it's two separate things.
Okay, so do I have a motion for the 3 years? It sounds like that's what we.
I make a motion that we do 3-year terms.
I'll second.
Who seconded? Me. Okay. All right, it's been moved in second, and we'll begin with Councilmember Krimp.
Krim, yes.
Brazier, yes?
McShane, yes.
Kesnowski, yes.
Gibson, yes. Gotta be one in a bunch. I'm gonna say no.
That's why you're elected, speak
It's
for
called,
yourself.
it's called a democracy.
Love, yes.
Rodriguez, yes.
Okay, motion carries. And now, the second part of that is the term limit thing.
Right.
And what, how, is it 4, 3, or 4?
3.
Or none.
Or none?
Or none.
Oh, okay, so we have none,
Or 3.
3, or 4? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Right now, the ordinance is written for 4 consecutive, so if somebody wants to make an amendment to change that or remove it, then I think that would be the motion, to amend it to whatever.
12.
So yeah, we're looking at 12 years right now, if we went by
The way it's currently written.
So, sorry, our charter does have term limits?
No, it doesn't.
No.
That's
what
what
they
was
suggest-
originally proposed.
Their recommendation.
We
I thought-
drafted the ordinance so that, based on your feedback last time, you told us, bring back the ordinance with the term limits, and then you can discuss it further and decide if you want to keep it, change it, or,
Right, but the charter committee did not ultimately recommend.
this is not from the chart, that's
Okay,
correct.
Sorry, just trying to keep
That's
those.
correct.
Thank you.
This is from your feedback.
So we gotta have 3 motions.
No, we
I don't
need to
think that-
make one
You'll
motion
make
to
an
amend
amendment
the 4,
if you wanna change
the
it.
4 years that we said.
Okay.
Y'all can call shut down.
Talk about it some more.
Then,
But you have
Okay.
to amend. If you
Make
want,
an-
okay, so we have 3 4-year terms on the books. If we want term limits, we gotta amend that. If you don't want term limits, then you gotta amend having term limits to go.
It's only a 4-year term limit.
Yeah, we need to either, Proposition N is for term limits. It's an amendment to provide for term limits for 4 consecutive terms. Doesn't matter what your length of term is, but it's 4 consecutive terms. Okay, so if you want to leave that alone, then you just vote on this ordinance and you call it. If you want to change that, then make an amendment to change it. If you want to just remove it, make an amendment to remove it. So those are your options.
Y'all want 12 years, or you want 9 years?
Or none.
Or none.
None, right.
You wanna talk about it some more?
This
I'll
is-
make a motion if you want. You know what I'm gonna say, so.
And I like the 9. I want the 3. To make a motion to amend from what we have on the board right now from 4 to 3.
I'd like to make the motion to amend from 4 to 3.
And I'll second that.
Okay. We'll begin with.
Is that, I mean, just to clarify, consecutive?
Consecutive,
Thank
yes,
you.
sir.
Okay,
From 4 consecutive to 3 consecutive.
Correct.
Okay.
okay. All right, so the
9.
Total of 9 versus 12.
clarification again, Mark,
One point I want to make,
before we vote.
I want to make this point here because keep this in mind, your terms right now are 2, okay? So if that charter amendment fails, you stay at 2, but if the term limit passes, now you're to 6.
It's 6, right.
So keep that in mind because the term limit it has to do with terms, not length of terms.
Because they're separate.
Right,
Yes.
but I've talked to voters and constituents, and I think that they're happy with the 3 and 3.
Yeah.
They're, from what I'm gathering, they're on board for the 3 years for 3 terms.
But if
But
the,
if the
if,
voters don't,
Right.
They're not
Like that
contingent upon
part,
one
right.
passing and.
Right, I
and
get
so-
it, I
They're
get it.
separate.
I
Right.
get it. I get it.
There's
I
a
know
motion
y'all
on the
can I
floor.
put up a,
Yeah,
We got a motion on the floor, we need to do something with that one. Okay, so Tiffany has done 3 years instead of the 4-year terms.
3 terms.
3 years,
Amended.
3 terms.
This
3
is the-
terms.
this
Just
is
terms,
3
not
consecutive
years.
terms,
Yes.
yes, instead of
Per
4.
an
consecutive.
amendment.
Yeah, and Sue has seconded. So we need to vote on yes or no for that one. So,
St.
Sorry.
Pierre, yes?
no. Al Rodriguez, no, not in light of what Mark said.
Krim, yes.
Frazier, yes?
oh, God. Well, I would be the one that wouldn't, okay. McShane, no.
Kesnowski, no.
Gibson, yes. Swain, no.
Love, no. Just the way you said it.
Okay.
Just the way.
Somebody got to count.
That's 5-4. So it's 5 noes and 4 yeses.
So we're still at
Nothing.
nothing.
No, we had
No, we
something
still
already
got-
there.
Right,
Still at
4.
4.
We're still
We
at
still
4.
have, we're still at 4, so,
4 terms.
Well, if the recommendation is 4 terms.
so I.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to remove term
There.
limits from the proposed.
Remove proposition in.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's the motion.
Okay. All right, so now we have to remove no term limits, Joy and Chuck, so. Begin with Kasnowski.
Kesnowski, yes.
Gibson, no. Swain, yes.
Love, no.
St. Pierre, no.
Rodriguez, yes.
Krim, no.
Frazier, no.
McShane, yes.
Lost count.
I was not counting.
Wasn't either. I don't think we got it. I think we're still at 4.
So I think we leave it at
5-4.
4.
Madam Mayor, we lost the count. Can we do it again?
Okay, we lost count, so we need to do it.
Joy, go again.
Start with Joy.
5 no.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
So 5
It's
to 4.
5-4.
5-4, yes.
5 to 4, no.
Wait,
5-4. So it's yes?
No.
Oh, it's no.
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 Oh, the other way. Okay. Yeah, I ain't going to, okay, never mind.
So we leave it at 4.
Yes.
Looks,
have to
that's
vote on
what
it.
it looks like.
wait,
We still have
No.
a vote.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
There could still be another amendment, or you can just proceed and vote on the whole ordinance.
okay.
wait, what? I'm
To vote on it being the way that it is written now at 4.
someone could still make another amendment to change it in some other manner, or if you just want to leave it as it is, then you just vote on the ordinance.
But what was the motion that just went?
To no term limits, to no term limits at all.
But didn't that pass?
No.
They're saying no. It didn't,
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you meant the other way, that's why I'm confused.
yeah. no,
Okay,
We was the yeses.
I'm sorry.
We's didn't count.
I can't, okay.
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 So then, I would make a motion to leave it the way it is at 4. That's like he has it, correct?
You can do it that way, or you can just go ahead and vote on you can make a motion to approve the ordinance
Make a motion
with the amendment that's already passed.
with Mark said.
Okay, so Love makes a motion what Mark said.
I'll second the motion to approve the ordinance as written
Thank you.
With the amendment.
with the amendment
So just doing the quick math here.
for 4-year.
So charter
Term.
amendment doesn't pass, so it's 8 year total, and then you gotta roll off. Charter amendment passes, and it's 12 years, and you gotta roll off. So just wanna do the math for everybody. Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll begin with Councilmember Love.
Love, yes.
St. Pierre, yes.
Rodriguez, yes.
Krim, yes.
Frazier, yes?
McShane, no.
Kaznowski, no.
Gibson, yes. Wayne, no. Sorry, I was counting. so
There
we
were
lose
only
track.
3 no's. So that passes.
Alrighty.
And then it goes to the voters.
Then
That's
it goes
right.
to the voters.
And it goes to the voters, yes.
But if it gets voted down, then nothing.
Right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
We just wasted 30 minutes.
But it's up to the voters.
One way
It's
or
up to the
another,
voters.
it's a 3-year term, 3-year election or 2-year election or
Yeah,
whatever. So
right,
you're-
right.
Okay, now we're going to go into a recess so that we can begin our budget workshop. No, we're going into recess so that we can do our budget workshop. And we will. Okay. Okay.
Mr. City Attorney, we need to make some mention of executive session before we go into the budget workshop.
I would recommend, so if anyone in the public is here to speak on
Oh,
an
that's
executive
right.
session,
He
I
did
would
tell me.
go ahead and read it, offer opportunity to speak, and then you can recess and go to your,
Okay, so, all right, so we are recessing though, going into our work session. And if there's anyone here who wants to speak on any of the items in the executive session, they can do so now before we recess. If not, we will reconvene after our workshop. Did I get that right, Mark?
and no action.
And no action will be taken after that, yes. Okay. Did I confuse everybody totally? Myself included? I guess nobody wants to speak then, so, okay.
Can we take a 5-minute break to go?
Yes. You can have a 5-minute break to go.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Just for the information for everyone, we are going to rearrange the room so that the council can spread out their many notebooks. We'll have tables, or we'll put some chairs